Do you love bacon? Great. You got to go to Big Daddy Leather's storefront over on Facebook. They have this new product. It's pig snot cleaning products. These cleaning products are going to make your car, motorcycle, and boat shine like it never has before. And you're going to get great prices for a great product over at Big Daddy Leather's storefront over on Facebook. The lowest prices on the internet. Check it out. The link is over in the comments section below. Later. Have a great day.
Welcome back, everybody, once again to Discussion America with me, Anthony Fiorinelli. All right, this week we're going to get a little bit more serious here. All right, what I have to say is pretty much that this country is in trouble. And I'm sure that anybody watching this show is going to agree with me. And I really don't know how we're going to fix this here other than for me to say the things that I got to say. First of all, let me address a couple of things here. We're 6 weeks into this new election cycle for 2020 for the presidency of the United States. And already, only 6 weeks into this election cycle, we have Trump ordered Cohen to lie about the Trump Tower Moscow meeting. False. The MAGA kids provoked and racially abused a Native American. False. We had Jussie Smollett hate crime by Trump supporters. False. We have Congresswoman Omar's comments on defunding Homeland Security. This is all within 6 weeks. They're out of control. They're absolutely out of control. And they're worried. Now they're talking about letting illegal aliens vote on the local level. I mean, Stacey Abrams said in an interview, on a live interview, that, oh, she's okay with that. She wouldn't oppose that. Is it me? Or are the Democrats that desperate? I think they're getting pretty desperate. And this is where we have to worry. Because when any animal, and you know what, we're animals. We might be intelligent animals, but we're animals. And when animals get desperate, they do strange and dangerous things. Okay? And we're in a danger zone right now, people. All right? The problem I see here so far is that we're not using our voice. The Republicans, conservative Republicans, any Republicans, we're not using our voice. We always see on our mainstream media reports every and all demonstration by the Democrats. All over the place. They're demonstrating about this and that and everything. They're demonstrating about everything. We see reports about how they get excited about laws they pass, like in New York, where I live, about an abortion law that gets passed where they're allowed to kill a baby in a mother's womb just before birth or just at birth. And they get excited, they clap, they get all excited about that. Something's wrong here. And no Republican is stepping up? Where is the Republican Party? Where are our leaders? How come we're not demonstrating? How come we're not holding rallies? How come when they're holding a demonstration, when they're holding a rally, we're not there alongside them voicing our opinions and our rebuttals? Why aren't we there alongside them? Why? Because we're writing them off as a bunch of crazies? Well, guess what? Those crazies, how few they are, their voices are getting heard, and the lawmakers are writing laws because they're listening. I want you to realize something. 31% of the people in the United States identify themselves as Democrats. 24% identify themselves as Republicans, and 42% as independents. Now, out of the 31% Democrats, 25% identify as liberals, 54% identify themselves as moderates. Out of that mix, you got 4.1% are gay and lesbian, and you got 0.06% identify themselves as transgender. Okay? On the Republican side, out of the 24%, 36% of those, they are conservatives. And on the independents, they will go either way. I don't have any numbers on those. Now, the Democrats are really, really shaking in their boots right now, and I'll tell you why. The former CEO of Starbucks running for president in 2020 as an independent. The Democrats are worried because he's running as an independent that they're going to lose all the votes, because the 54% of the moderates is a good shot that a big chunk of them are going to vote for him, because they don't want to be associated with the 25% liberals that are far left. So they feel safer voting on the independent ticket with, I forget his name. Well, you guys know I'll get that later. But anyway, I'll write that in the comments when I'm all done with this. But that's the deal with that. So they're really worried about that, and that's a problem, because now they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Now they're marching, they're protesting, everything and anything Republican, they're fighting. Everything and everything, they're fighting. Why do you think they fought Donald Trump so hard on the wall? Because it's not a good idea? No. It's because they don't want him to look good, because that wall is a good idea. So they force his hand for him to sign up a national emergency. He had to do that. I mean, they knew he was going to do that. They knew if they kept fighting on that, eventually he was going to do that. Because number one, that was one of his campaign promises. Even though he said, "Oh, Mexico is going to pay," indirectly, Mexico is going to pay with the money that we're saving on what we're not losing in the trade deals that we have with them. We're making it back indirectly. Yes, they're going to pay indirectly. Yes. We're also going to save on the costs that we have in housing their people, in prosecuting their people, and now we're closing up the border, and that is going to save us a ton of money over time. So yes, the wall's going to pay for itself. And if you don't believe that, you're a foolish person. Is it going to stop everything? No, it's not going to stop everything. Will stuff get through? Yes, of course, stuff will get through. But it's going to slow it down considerably. Okay? So now, what we're looking at a situation that we, as Republicans, and, Democrats too, the moderates, if you guys don't want to see this country go to total hell in a handbasket, then you need to step up your game too. Because it's not just party here. We're talking about America. We're talking about laws that are being passed that are harming our values, our American values. Voting if you're an illegal alien, that goes against our Constitution. Just because it's on a local level doesn't mean that it's okay. That's a slippery slope that we're walking on here, people. Then we have these socialist Democrats now in office, and we have Muslim Congress people in there that are so anti-Jewish. Where is this going? How is this happening? We as Republicans, we as Americans, period, need to fight socialism in every way we can, no matter who's in office pushing it. Just look at what happened here in New York. Now, I admit that Amazon deal was not the greatest deal. $3 billion in givebacks. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that taxes that we would have collected could have went towards our infrastructure big time. But I tell you something. That deal, the only one that really would have benefited were the politicians. Don't kid yourself. The 25,000 jobs that they were talking about, that wasn't going to go to New Yorkers or all of them to New Yorkers. That was going to go to these techies that they were going to pull from these Ivy League universities with their master's degree in high tech. That's where those jobs were going to go to. They have headhunters that go all over the country, all over the world, and they cherry pick the best of the best to work for them. So don't kid yourself. They weren't going to grab New Yorkers. New Yorkers would have got the sweep up. They would have got the clean, the delivery, packing. You know, they would have got a few hundred jobs there, and that would have been it. But the bulk of the jobs would have went to the high-tech jobs, the big, heavy-paying jobs, a couple $100,000, $300,000 a year. Those would have went to high-tech guys and girls that were coming from high-tech universities, Ivy League universities from all over the country. So that farce about New Yorkers were going to get 25,000 jobs. That's a crock. Mario Cuomo lies through his teeth. He always has, he always will. His father was the same way. And de Blasio, he's a dog. He's a dirtbag. He's another one that lies through his teeth. They all lie. New York talk about a cesspool? Oh my God, man. This is the worst cesspool in the world. You know, all the money that was supposedly being made by this deal for New Yorkers would have disappeared. Like all the money from OTB, where'd that go? All the money from Lotto, where is that going? All the money from the tolls collected on our bridges and tunnels, where is that? All the money collected from our MTA on our subway system, on our Long Island Railroad, on Metro North, where is that money? How is it possible that all those millions of dollars are collected daily from the tunnel, bridges and tunnels, MTA? Where is all those millions of dollars? And they're going to tell us that they have to raise the fares, and now that they have congestion pricing because they can't afford to maintain the subway system because they stole the money and put it where it didn't belong. That's the deal, man. You know, and think about OTB, off-track betting. The mob ran illegal gambling on horses and the numbers better than a century. And a lot of them, they retired rich. They got houses in Staten Island, out in Jersey, on the shore, down in Florida, in Vegas. They got property all over the place. They got money socked away all over the place. They made millions. But in New York, OTB goes bankrupt. How is that possible? How is that a bunch of guys that don't have a junior high school education can make tons of money, but New York State New York State big shots and politicians go bankrupt with it. That blows my mind. I'd like somebody to explain that one to me. That's why all these promises about jobs and tax money and revenue and all that sort of crap is garbage. Who else lost were the local business people, the restaurants, the coffee shops, maybe like the local cleaners. Those guys lost. Yes, they did. They lost money. I feel sorry for those guys. That would have picked up their income big time. But for the most part, all the promises that the politicians were laying down was garbage. It was a bad deal. We would have laid out too much money to get nothing in return. So that's the deal with that. But getting back to the Republican and the Democrat thing. Democrats are way, way out of control. And the only way to stop that is be on their tail and word for word combat what they combat. If they yell boo, we yell boo. If they yell boo boo, we yell boo boo. We can't let them get the last word in. We can never, ever, ever let them get the last word in. No matter where they're protesting, we have to be with them. Where are our intellects? Where are our intellects standing up and talking about our policies on what we have to offer the American people? Where are our people? Where are our people complaining and protesting about what they're trying to do to us? With our babies being killed, our laws being circumvented, and now allowing people that don't have citizenship to vote. Where are our people outraged about this here? Don't think of the people that are protesting and making noise as just a bunch of crazies that nobody's paying attention to. Because they are. Think about here in New York. In New York, if you went on the trains and the train was going to be late, you would hear an announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, train so-and-so is going to be 5 minutes late. Now, you're not going to hear that anymore. You're going to hear riders or passengers. Such and such train is going to be late. Do you know why? Because the transgender community was offended by the terminology, ladies and gentlemen, because they don't identify with either or because they're transgender. How does 0.06% of the population of the country have a large enough voice to make the MTA in New York cow down to them and change the language of their announcement? How is that possible? Somebody please explain that one to me. Because there's nobody there to stand up and say, oh, excuse me. We don't care how you live your life. God bless you. Live it the way you want. But please, don't push your agenda on my life. You live your life the way you want and leave me alone. I'll live my life the way I want to live it. I don't have to agree with you. I don't have to accept you. I will respect you and the way you live, but I don't have to agree or deal with you. And that goes for anything that's outside the norm. Do I have to accept you because you say you want to be accepted? No. You live your life. You live your life. You deal with your people. You deal with how you want to deal with. That's, God bless you. That's your right to do. You're an American. Live the way you want to live. But don't force your beliefs on me. That would be like somebody trying to tell me that, hey, I'm Jewish and you gotta believe in Judaism. No, I damn well don't have to. I can respect you and your religion. Yes, I will. But don't force your religion on me. I can't tell you how many times I threw my mother out of the house. She was a born-again Christian. I got to pray for you. Go pray for me. Get the hell out. I'm Catholic, Roman Catholic. Two different things. Stop it already. Don't preach in my house. It's the way it is. I don't like anybody trying to push their agenda on me. I don't care what it is. Religion, lifestyle, ethnicity. I don't care what it is. You live your life, I live my life. They don't think of it that way. They think we all got to live and we all got to do what they want to do. It's like I'm not going to get into religions, but that's why they get in their way, because that small amount of people got big mouths. Small amount of people got a loud voice. And there's an old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. It's time the Republican Party steps up their game. Now, I'm not saying getting all muscular and pumping up and getting physical. No. I'm talking about being logical. I'm talking about our policies. I'm talking about how we want to just explain how we want to live our lives. Explain what we have to offer. What we have to offer the American people and our lifestyle, what we bring to the table. It's like when I give my normal show, I don't tell you how to vote. I don't tell you who to vote for. I don't tell you how you have to think. I present you with information. I tell you to do your own research. And I tell you, think. Think. I think, why not you? But I will tell you this. Wake up, America. There's a lot going on. You're not paying attention. They're going to take your rights away. You're not going to be able to earn a living and realize the benefits of your hard labor. You're going to work to support somebody else. You're not going to own anything. It'll be the government. You'll work, you give it to the government, and the government will disperse it the way they feel they should. That's socialism. Why should anybody else work if the government's going to give it to them? That's the way it's going to be. You need to wake up. You need to put the brakes on this here. We need to stand together. We need to stand together and just watch and react. But don't take the bait. If you do go to rallies, if you do go to protests, and you do voice your opinion, and you do, and you're like the anti-protest, and you rebut what they're saying, do not take the bait and get physical. If they get physical, they will have people out there that will want you to take the bait and get physical and get into an altercation. Repeat, do not take the bait. Turn around, walk away, get safe. Do not take the bait, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the other story. Look at these Trump supporters. Look how aggressive they just beat up 4 guys over. That's what they're looking for. Do not give that to them. Do not give that to them. Intellectually, we need to take them down intellectually, not physically. Protect yourself, but do not take the bait. We need to win this. We need to win this intellectually, not physically. This is going to be an intellectual battle. And believe me, from what I'm seeing out there, we should win this handsomely. With Ortiz out there and Omar out there, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. They really don't know what they're doing. Defund Homeland Security. Are you kidding me? Does she realize that there are so many different organizations under that umbrella of Homeland Security? That there were many, many, many organizations and departments that were separate from Homeland Security, that they brought them all under that umbrella? Doesn't she realize that? Don't these people know what is part of their own country? I doubt it. But America is in trouble. America is in deep, deep trouble. And only you can fix it. Be aware of what's going on. Listen to your local news. You'll get tidbits of truth out of them. You won't get the truth all the way. You'll get tidbits. You have to read between the lines. I strongly suggest that you join Blaze TV and get unbiased news from them. Hear what the truth is. Hear what's going on without a filter, without big corporations telling them that they have to say this, they have to say that. These are independent journalists talking about what's going on around this country. You'll get the straight skinny from them. Subscribe. It's worth it. Because you're not going to get the truth from mainstream media. Believe me, I know. I was part of them for 25 years. I saw the change. I saw how it changed gradually. How it blew my mind. It blew my mind how instead of facts, and the story getting written, it turned into opinions, and editorialism. And everything was slanted to achieve their objectives, to talk about their narrative. Well, I think that's about it for today. Nothing fancy this week. No big graphics, no videos extra, no other pictures. This is just me talking this way. We need to do something, people. I'm worried about this. If already this much is going on, it's only 6 weeks, it's only going to get worse. We need to prepare. We need to prepare for a hellstorm here. Because the Democrats do not want to give this up. They're going to fight tooth and nail. You're going to hear lies. You're going to see lies. You're going to see a sea of lies. You're going to hear a sea of lies. Look at it. Look at it closely. Don't be quick to judge. Wait till it all crumbles. Think about this kid, Jussie Smollett. He was attacked by Trump supporters. Put a noose around his neck. This MAGA country. 2 black kids from Nigeria that he worked with. Yeah. 2 black kids that he worked with helped perpetrate this, him and his manager. He needed publicity. They're going to write him off the show. That's what this is all about. He was going to lose his job. Okay? But I'm done. Have a great week. God bless you all. Think about what I said. Think about what I said. This is only going to get worse. I want you intellects out there to start thinking about how you're going to address this. I want you guys to think about how you're going to save this. What you're going to do. Because we need you out there. We need intellects out there. I mean, it's nice to have the the Marines out there and the bikers and the strong guys and the cowboys and everything else. But you know what? We need the intellects out there so people can see that it's not just a bunch of yahoos out there that are for Trump. There's intellects out there for Trump. They're just afraid to admit that they're out there for Trump because they're afraid they're going to get, attacked by by the people that they work with, the Democrat people that they work with. But come on, fess up. Once again, this is Anthony Fiorinelli from Discussion America. Guys, have a great week. God bless you. And if you have any suggestions on any kind of stories that you want me to check out or anything you want to talk about, drop me a line. I'll look into it. I'll do some research and we'll talk about something that you guys want to hear too. So, don't be afraid to drop me a line. I'll be glad to talk to you. Okay? And don't forget to visit our sponsors at www.mybdp. The link will be in the comments. Take care. Have a great week. I'm gone. Bye-bye.